Hi guys, I'm back again today with a buy me a coffee reaction. Thank you again, Hulk Egypt, for this request. I feel like the reason why you requested this was because of my question about Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi situation in the last video about the haram seafood, right? So I was like, I didn't know that any of these things were taking place when it comes to the food restrictions. There is so much complication in that department that I wanted to figure out. So thank you for this request. Before we do start, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button, and let's go straight into the video.
Welcome back. Now we answer questions we receive from you, our viewers. If you have a question yourself,
Did I
visit our
send
website,
this?
QuranSpeaks.com.
Oh,
Keep us
so you can literally go ask questions there. What am I doing with my life, right? And also, they will be answering it on video, probably.
viewers. If you have a question yourself, visit our website, QuranSpeaks.com. Keep us Here's a question from an individual asking about. They've heard the term being used, Maliki, Hanafi. They're wondering what these terms mean. Are they different schools of Islam, or are they different sects? What are there? Are there other schools of thought in addition? So maybe you can answer that question.
Yeah, these are schools of interpretation of Islamic jurisprudence or Islamic law within the broader umbrella of Sunni following. So let me define these terms. Sunni following, that refers to following basically the life example of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And that makes up like 85% of the world population of Muslims today. They're called Sunnis.
Oh, and the
Now,
rest?
how exactly do you follow the Prophet, peace be upon him? What did he do on certain occasions? Sometimes there are different interpretations about that, often because there are different reports about what he did. And then there were great scholars in the past who had to sift all of these reports and think about what was the general practice of the Prophet, what was the exceptional practice, what was practiced in which situation, and what does this all mean? What is the implication? What precedents were set, and how to interpret those precedents? So there were many great teachers in the past, but among them, four have emerged with a large number of followers, so that they came to be known as the founders of four schools of Islamic jurisprudence, though they did not intend themselves to found schools, but so they come to be remembered. Ahmad bin Hanbal, Imam Shafi, Anas bin Malik, and Abu Hanifa. So these are known as the Hanafi
No.
school, the Maliki school, the Shafi school, and the Hanbali school. So they're
Humbly.
schools of interpretation of Islamic law.
So how do Muslims interact with these schools then?
Well, it so happens that because these schools were so largely followed, that in certain areas that was the only school that was known. It became adopted as state law, where Muslims were the majority in ruling powers. And
Ooh. Before he continues, I have one more question. I don't know if he's gonna answer it, but before I forget, because my brain is like very short-term memory. Um, what if you don't follow any of the schools? Can you just follow the umbrella of Islam and forget about the sectors? Let me know if that's something that people do as well.
law, where Muslims were the majority in ruling powers. And the Muslims then became comfortable in those regions following those schools. Nowadays, in our cosmopolitan centers, like in Toronto, we have people representing all different schools. So in a single mosque, some people may be praying with slight variations according to one school, and some people are praying with slight variations according to the other school.
Which can sometimes lead to tensions.
Sometimes can lead to tensions and misunderstandings, but when we step back and see the bigger picture and realize that all of the four schools have equally their legitimacy in Islamic history, we tolerate all of these differences. Sometimes people want to get to the bottom of issues and they want to debate these points all over again. Some others think there's no need to debate these finer points, because if these points were so clear from the start, we would not have had the various schools having different interpretations. And some others think that we can still get back to the bottom of things, and we should. They think that the pure example is that of the Prophet himself, and we should seek that example and try to constitute the matter all over again. In some issues, I agree that this is needed, especially in issues for which there are modern questions arising, not the classical issues. It's necessary to go back to the original sources, the Quran and the Prophet's example.
I appreciate your insights, Dr. Shabir Ali.
You're welcome.
That's it.
That's all the time we have. Don't forget to visit our website,
That's
QuranSpeaks.com,
it.
and check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/QuranSpeaks. Please write and email us. We welcome your comments and questions. I'm Safiyyah Ali. For all of us here at Let the Quran Speak, thank you for watching.
Literally, that's it. Well, it makes sense that there's different schools, but like I said in my question, is it okay to just not choose? Like, for example, you know that most things are haram. Like, you know what is the haram in Islam if written in the Quran, right? So do you just go by that, and then everything else that the schools teaches, we just like scratch it off? Is there such, like, can you do that? Let me know, because this is a very interesting part that I never knew existed. So let me know what you guys thought. If you like the video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.